We're just waiting for some guys to enter so that okay, Francis, I can start, Amo.
Honestly, yeah, I think you can just start because
when you
guys
want
are
to see how
taking their sweet time.
the
Anyway,
score
yeah,
will
you
be
can just start.
They just joined.
They'll join somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so this is a file which I'll send you guys. This it's a 2D contour line, like the ones we use in the project, the ones Lawi had. So since Lawi could leave the mid file using CAD, I had like to create this by myself. But that's another topic. So I'll send you this file. So what you do with it is you come to there's a point insert. Once you come to insert, there's something called link a CAD file and import a CAD file. The difference is there's a difference between the two. So when I link a CAD file, I can go and change it in SketchUp and it will update it there. But since I don't want to do that with the control map, but that is very interesting. This is what once I import, I'll get my browser, then I'll try find the file. This one again. So this control line.pwg. So I'll open it. You'll open it. So you'll open it and you'll get something like this. Once you get this, this is the 2D control line. Now it's there. The first thing you'll do will be level 1, I'm sure. So you need to change it to a price level. So if you read the project, you have the foundation level and the net level and the mass level of the project. So you need to switch from level 1 and come to the price level. Since you're making a price, so you can put the price in level 1. Revit gives you an error bad level. You come to the price level, your control line. Once you get your control line,
Warren, just a minute. Your audio keeps breaking up, so I can't quite hear exactly like what's going on.
now you can hear me, Amo.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
I know it's better. Sorry. So we start back again. Francis.
Yeah, please do.
Let me start again. So I was saying, Lawi, the file Lawi had, he had it in ArchiCAD. So the issue was ArchiCAD and Revit aren't linked together. They're two different softwares. So I couldn't get the site lines from his architect in Revit. So I had to go and make these lines through SketchUp. But since SketchUp, that's another story for another day because it's another process. I have the 2D contour line ready, so I can send you guys through email or something so that you can do this process because this is the main process of making the site. So I was saying, once you download the contour lines, which I'll send you guys, you need to come to the Insert tab here. In this upper ribbon over here, there's a tab called Insert. Once you're in the, let me open this. Once you're in the Insert tab, you come to the part called Import Card. You press it, then you'll go to your browser and you'll find the file over here, and then you'll just open it, and you'll say place at level 1, and you place it. Once you place it, you'll get something like this. But now it's saying, since you can't make a site on level 1, a site needs to be in its own level. So you need to, on your browser window, project browser window, this window over here, there's level 1, foundation and site. But because this is my project, I have level 1, 2, and 3. So in a new project, you'll have foundation, level 1, and the site. So you just press the site level. You make sure you're in the site level, and then now you can start doing this process. This process now, it's a long process, but I found some shortcuts, but no, the long process is one which does it better because you get the finer contours. Now, once you're in the site level, you come to this ribbon over here called Massing and Site. This is typically where you'll do all your site topography, parking, trees, everything that you know, cars. You'll add, it's found in the Massing and Site ribbon next to this Analyze tab. Then you press this topo surface, this one over here. Now, once I have this, now I can start playing with this topography. So Revit works in a way such that when you place a point, you can add a level or a height to it, an altitude. The altitude now is like when you're doing our model, the slope. So you can see this contour over here, this one over here has a height of, let's say, ours was 1601, let's say something like that. I can come to this elevation tab over here and say 1601. And this point will start becoming 1601. You see, it's starting to create some contours. So let me do that again. So this one over here was like 1601. So once I've put the elevation, the height of the contour, I can come with my point and start joining with this through this line. Once I've put that, I can now come again, let's say 1602. The next contour, I place the line. You see it's starting to connect. And then I come to my 3D view over here. Where is it? You see this line over here? It forms automatically. So this is the first contour. You remember like the small contour which we had on our model. This is now it because it was like 1601 and 1602. So it's this one. So if I come to my elevation view even, let me go to the east. It's this part over here, this upper part over here. So what you'll do now is you'll go connecting these points. So let's say this other one was 1602, you come to the other one, it's 1603. So you just come, place a point, change the elevation, 1603. You keep on doing this then you make sure you have as many points as possible when you're creating this, so that it's more fluid. If you put one point over here and over here, it will make like a straight contour, which is not what you want. You want many points. So the bad thing about this process is it takes time. Like to finish all of this, it will probably take like an hour to finish this. Once you're done, you'll get something like this. You see the slope of mine is coming, then it's going down. As long as you follow the contours which we had, which was coming from 16, I don't remember, but yeah, it will slope down to the point where now we had the like the, I don't know what you will put in down there. Now once that is done, once you've placed the point, you can just click with it. You see how many points I put? All these points I put by myself, but this was a long process. As I didn't know the shortcut, but now the shortcut is the one which I've told you, which is go putting points slowly one by one on these lines over here. Mine I placed them manually, so it took a lot of time. Once you have this point, you can just press this surface over here. Like and then once you have this, now you're good to go. Now another issue is, Francis, am I okay? Am I anyone has an issue? Am I need?
I don't know. Maybe Masharia, have you been here like
am I anybody has an issue?
What?
So you okay? Am I am going too fast?
I'm following, but quite slowly. Is the process the same for Is the process the same for the SketchUp thing where you can?
No, the SketchUp thing is another process.
Okay, so you can show it afterwards. Yeah, you can show it afterwards.
So let me try to get this. So you'll get something like this. Once you're done in your plan, you will get a replica of what you had in your mind during the consequent utilization. You see the upper part of being over here. Now once you have that, now you can start playing with the site. So obviously a building doesn't like lie on top of like a sloping site. You either create you have to cut and fill or something. So you need to create like a flat surface, a building pad on top. So that's what I did with mine over here. So this thing over here is the building pad. It makes the surface flat. So that one you'll also find it in the mastering and site tab, building pad. So what you'll do is you'll come like draw let's say a circle or a rectangle depending on your form. Say a circle. Since I have a building pad over here, I'll do it like somewhere else. I create it over here. So it's once I have this line, click enter. Now I have a pad over here. When I come to my 3D view, and I look closely, you see I have like a hole which is flat. So once I have this hole, now I can place my building, or I can now start building on top of the pad. This pad is also helpful when you're making like a parking. So the parking you also do the same thing. Let's remove this. Since most people have their parking over on this area over here, let's come to building pad again. Pick the rectangle. The line tool. Make a quick one. Click enter. Once I have it here, now I can come still back to mossing and site. I can pick now like a car. Let's see this site component is will get the car. I come and pick like to do. I can't find it. So if you don't find anything on your like your this tab over here where you have the preloaded ones, you come to load family. Once you're in load family, it will automatically open a library of what is in Revit. So you come to a place called entourage. Once you're in entourage, you click one of these cars. So this is a bit, you press it. And this is what it was. Once it loads, I can now place it on my parking. So I can come place cars on my parking to illustrate that I have a parking. If I come to my 3D view, I have my cars on my parking area. So a simple, the site is, the issue with the site is making the controls. Once you have a control ready, you can place this, everything else automatically. So you can have your parking, you can have your trees, which I can get here from my site component account. My entourage, I pick like no account. Let's see, wait, to this site folder. Where can I find? Where they put the trees? Or the trees are automatically automatically inside Revit. So you can come, place my trees one by one where I want them to be. And if I click the realistic view, it will take a while to do it. I start getting a sense of how the site looks in 3D now. Visualize. I see I have my cars, my trees, which I can increase the height if I want to. And I have my building pad. So my area is generally flat where my building is. The bad thing about realistic is it eats up a lot of your RAM, so you should be only using it when, like once in a while, or if you have like a nice computer or something. So you just stick to consistent shaded, which takes less of the CPU. Yeah. So any questions on the site?
So for when we're doing like the access parts here, like the road and the entryways and possible terraces, do we also have to put the building pad on top of like where we are going to do all that?
There are two options. You can either use the building pad, which is the fastest way, or you can use the split surface, this tool over here. So, or a sub-region. So I can go back to my site. Let's say I want a walkway from here to here. I have to manually draw it. So I'll come because so once I'm in 2D and I know I want like a walkway to be over here. Once I've created the sub-region, I can come, click it, click this split surface ribbon over here. And I outline where I put the sub-region. Or I can also pick the line. And what is the issue? Oh, it already came. So once I've done the sub-region, it will automatically create like a path which I can come and also place a material. You see there's a material now. I can come, press, if I want a concrete paving or something. I'll search in the material. I hope everybody knows how to use this material browser. There's some materials you won't find over here. They're just down in this ribbon, which I can just load it in and it comes to my preloaded library. So I'll look for concrete. And you see, when I change the view, let me change it to shaded. I have a different material than the site. So that's how we create the walkway. Any other question?
Warren,
Mm-hmm.
In your building, do you have 2 building pads? And how do you place them at different levels?
Oh, at different levels.
Yeah.
You can't, different levels as in, once you have the site.
Just click
For
on
different,
your yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see how you have
This one.
how do I mean? Yeah, you have that one and you have this one on the other side.
This is for the parking.
No, for the building itself.
Or this one.
How do
I
you?
have one.
Oh, it's just okay. So
It's just one. It's just one.
oh, okay.
Follow. Hope. Oh, Mashareni on a question.
Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, I've just joined this like.
Hello? Hello?
Right now, you've done pretty cool, but me, I'm using but this is a totally different interface.
You're using?
I'm using ArchiCAD. Yeah, and okay, for me, how I've done my topography, I've like winged it vibaya.
Well, you know, now, you see ArchiCAD, ArchiCAD, you have to hack it. You're doing the right thing. ArchiCAD, you can't make a surface like Revit.
Yeah.
You have to use some tools to make your site in ArchiCAD. That's a bad thing about ArchiCAD.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's interesting to see such limitations. But
yeah, ArchiCAD,
but like tutaona to see during the day for presentation, you just see. Because for me to build my topography, I built it like using pads, like to show the change in levels.
There's also like if you go search on YouTube, you can use the railing tool. That's what they used to hack with, right? When you used to use ArchiCAD, they used to use that trick of using a railing tool then to make parking and something to change the height.
I used the mesh to create the terrain.
Even the mesh.
It kind of worked, but I wasn't focusing on the outside like so much. I want to like finish the inside and the furnishings and see how those things work.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's nice to see your progress.
So, and thanks. But you know, now mine, it took a lot of time because I had to. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, you had called me. I don't know. You're asking something.
Kama kuna swali ama hauna?
Not really, but kuna kitu I can add to. You see, when you're creating the road, when you edit the road, another thing to be more accurate, you can select the line and then you offset. You give it a certain distance. I think 2 meters or 3 meters.
So that it doesn't become really steep.
Will be more accurate when you offset, can be more accurate, and instead of concrete, it's better if you use asphalt bitumen. On the material. Yeah. I'm still following, but it's good. The progress is better. It's good actually. It's good.
I can also show you progress. I've done with I did some rendering a bit. I can show you how I did it. Like, I also rendered this elevation. I didn't render it with Revit because Revit, you can't render as much in Revit. You need to use Photoshop to do most of the rendering or other render engines. So, okay.
And also, you how was it? Was it easy creating foundations in Revit? I find it more difficult.
I was told you should never create foundations in Revit. Never to get Photoshop because Revit is not like ArchiCAD. So Francis, hope anyone akona question ikitafute the renders I did.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Yeah, this project, let me not lie. Like I know basics, like Revit basics, like basics. The most I have done is a very small housing project that comes with like the Balkan architect tutorials. So far I have nothing. I don't have the site on ArchiCAD. I don't have the building on ArchiCAD. I haven't even started on that.
You're using ArchiCAD?
What I've been doing is basically I'd asked you to do this like tutorial on how to scan the actual document, like go step by step, scan the actual document, import it onto Revit or Sketcher, and now the actual like build up now like walls stuff, and then later ask about like details, like I'm seeing that you have done like a wall. You've done like a bit of cutting, walling and stuff. Yeah, I might need to learn how to do that as well. Yeah, so I'll just ask you to like go through the process like from start to finish of like scanning to importing to actual build up. Yeah.
So let me open up like a simple one. So also one thing, you should make templates. I mean, that repetitive things that you'll be doing, like changing the scale, changing the project units, because Revit starts with inches and feet. So once you're used to what you're doing, you can make like a template, save it, so that when you open it up, it automatically opens with what you're used to using, so that you don't waste time changing everything every time. Okay, so the first thing, this is like a new project file. So the first thing which Francis was asked is how I brought in the scan. So in this insert ribbon on top over here, now instead of using import CAD, because this is an image, it's not like a CAD file, a SketchUp or a based file, it's an image which we've gotten from our phone. I can press the image. Then I search for the scan which I did. Where did I put it? Right over here. So you'll get this huge X on your browser. So you just press once, right click, and it's placed on your project browser. Now, since we've imported an image, you don't know the scale of the image, and first thing you should be in 1 to 100, because the project brief says 1 is to 100. So once you've changed your scale from it's usually 1 to 96 to 1 is to 100. Now you can come and look for a reference. Let's say I know a door is supposed to be 900 millimeters. So I look for a door which I did with my hand, and I know it is accurate. So let's see which one was accurate. Let's take this one over here, this door. So once you know it's supposed to be 900, I can come to this modify ribbon on top over here. Look for something called scale. Once I press it, I can come, I pick the door. You see it's even wrong because I need to do this door, so I can, it's in 1500, the scale is wrong, I mean. So I can pick it, give it 1400, and now I can return it back to 900. Now you see it's changed as it through a simple click, or I do it again. Insert, sorry, can modify tab, this scale button over here. I click once, I measure it, I find it's in a wrong scale. I press where it's at the end of the door, then I scale it back to 900 because I know the length of the door is supposed to be 900. Then it switches back. So now if I measure my walls, this should be probably 200 or 250 is 250 project. Yeah, so it's 250. So I know I'm in the right scale. So Francis, you're good about that.
Yeah, so far, yeah, I'm following you.
Yeah. So once you have that done, now it's easier, much easier. So one tool which I like to use is model lines. Model lines is much better than starting off like picking walls, going as in placing walls automatically. When you haven't like sketched. Model lines is like a sketch line, which will help you later to reference it. So let's say I know my center point, which I use in the project is this one. This is a good point of scanning now because I knew I use this for my center point. So I can come, use the model line tool, pick, because I know my form is like a circle, but I changed my form. This is the previous way it was. So I pick it, I get like a green line, which I don't know if you see it, but I stretch it out. Now this I know is the perimeter of my building. Now from this perimeter, this circle, I can now make the building part based off this building line. Now one thing the building line helps with is I can come and basically through drawing lines, so this model line is like tracing on top of the line so that when I remove this, when I hide this in my scan, I'll have it in my browser, like it will be already in tune with the project browser. So I can press the wall tool now and use this good tool called pick lines. Now this eases the process of going around with the wall tool, placing also. I can come. Let's say let me move this. So I can come press the line or press the wall tool, I mean. This tool here with the green line and the pointer, pick line. Then I'll get, it will be telling me where to place the wall. I can place the wall outside, or I can also push it back, or back. The pick line tool, press it to the inside. Now I can come and change the material which I want. So I can come to masonry, let me increase the detail. I already have my wall based off the picking. Like, this will help you like when you want to do walls fast, and walls are usually waste time a lot. So you can just use the pick lines on the use the model lines to like sketch the output that you want. Let me go back. So an issue people will come across is, let's say my form is complex. Like mine was a bit because I had to. It's like a sloping. What can I call it? Like a ramp which is sloping. So you can model it with the automatic tools which come with Revit, the wall tool and whatnot. So once you come across that issue, now this is the point I was saying that the good feature about Revit is the conceptual massing tool. This tool is the one which you'll use, like it really fastens how you do your project, because I can come, it's in the massing and site tab, and click this in place mass. Let me clear this first. So once I'm in this machine and site tab, I can come in place mass. There's a difference between place mass and in place. Place mass is a mass you've already made previously. You can come and put it inside. But now since you're making a mass from scratch, you press the in place mass. Just click OK, mass one, and now you sketch what you want. So let's say I want a building which is rectangle. And just come rectangle tool, outline the width and the height I want. Once I'm done with it, I can select the line, create form. Now, once I've created the form, when I come to my 3D view, I'll find now I have like a mass, like a box, a cuboid there. So this mass, I can play with it like many different ways. I can push and pull it up, stretch it across if I want. Like you can do many things with it. I can also come and let's say I want like let's say an edge. I can add an edge, press it, push it across. And if you also when making those things can be helpful. If you put it on top, you can play around with this tool to make those complex shapes that people usually have. So let's say let's do this. So let's say I want to make like a twisting, sort of like a twisting building. Once I have it like that, let me debug. So once I have like this tower of mine, let me increase the height of it. So you just click the face, push and pull it. Like if you use SketchUp, you know this is like simple. You're not adding lines or doing what not. You're just playing with the form of the shape to create your building. Now once I have this, the good thing about all these masses, once I click finish, it's automatically in my Revit browser now. Now I can add walls, windows if I want. This is now a feature which Akika does a feature like this, but I don't know it. But like, I think it's a mesh or tool. But this mashing tool, you can make many complex shapes. If you have a roof which you can make with the automatic roof function in Revit, you can come to the conceptual mass and make it through here. So let's say I have this tower of mine. Now how Revit works in the level. That's the first thing you need to know. Once I have a level, I can do many things with it. So when I come to my east elevation, I can see I have level 1 and level 2. But in our project, since I haven't put a site in this one, let's say east, once I put a site, I'll have a lower level, a site level below. So let's say I want to add an upper floor. You come to this east elevation, and I come to architecture. Once you're in architecture tab, on the right side, there's a place called data. There's this button called level. You press it, then you move it and wait for it to snap. There's this blue button which appears, blue dotted lines of it. Once you're there, you can now pick and drag it across. You reach a point here. Click. Not exactly. Now, if you have a level 2, now what I can do is I can replicate this level many times up through copying or using the array tool, which is another nice tool from Revit. This array tool. I can just pick the line which I want to copy Then I click the number. I want 5 levels. Once I have that pressed, I can automatically press. Move to last. Let me just draw manually. See, I'm changing the annotation of the levels to be on the right side because they usually start on the left side. Now once that is done, I have 5 levels. Now instead of going into all these levels, placing a floor in every level again and again and again, I can just come to this elevation, select all my levels, go back to massing and site. Then I can put this model by face. Wait a bit. Oh, sorry. I go back to my 3D view. Then once I press this mass of mine which I made, there's this button over here called mass floor. Once I press that, I'll get the levels which I made of my elevation. I can just come, click all of them, and it will automatically make for me floors from the levels which I made on my elevation. So once that's done, I can come. Since this is just like a plane which is put, it doesn't have material or depth, I can come back to architecture tab now, through the flow tool over here, and press down, flow by face. And now I just select every wall. You press control, then select, once you select all the tools you have. Then now you pick the material you want, because you usually use generic 12 concrete flow, you just create flow. If you look closely, let me remove this. Okay, so once you've created your mass, the mass profile will still be there. So you need to press this button over here to remove it. Now you can see I've made my floors, but now I don't have my walls. So I return the mass tool, use the same way, wall by face, and just come and press. I choose the material. Let's say I want a 6-inch measurement. I just click the area which I want a wall. Let's say I want a wall here. Let's say I want a curtain wall. I want a curtain wall in this entire surface. Click. That's an issue come. Or is it not work? Also, for curtain walls, you have to come here to massing and bait, and click this curtain system. Once you have it, you can select it, then pick the face. This paper one, click, then create system.
I've seen in your curtain, and it seems like a default. Your units are in empirical.
Because I haven't changed. I've gotten used to the wall into the nini.
But
that's why
then there's a way you can make it metric.
Where do you go?
So that some of us do need to.
But I think you can. It's in this.
Yeah.
I think it's in this managed tab, but I have project units. I look for it and share it. I even know you can find it.
Okay. In the project units, you will get the units that you'll be using, but for the stuff that you'll be required to load in, it won't come.
You have to go
in Metric. So you can go to File. It's a short process. File. And then hapo chini kuna options. Options.
By location,
and then let me zoom. Kwa file location. File locations. You see architecture templates. The middle part. Click there. Yeah. Autodesk data. There's a here. And then default metric.
Let me look. US metric. I'm seeing US metric. I found it.
No. Go back. Yeah, yes. US metric. You open it. No. Go back. US metric. Default metric. Yes, that one. And then open.
I open it.
Okay. And then okay. So everything will be in metric. Yeah. So everything is in metric.
So I'll have to restart it so that everything starts in metric.
No, it's still in metric. But if it doesn't start, if it doesn't display in metric, you will do it in your the other project. But
I think. So where was I?
Then I
to make it. Hello. I might continue. Also saying, once I put the curtain all over here, now I can continue putting the wall on this other areas. So you can just come architecture, wall by face, select this surface, you're done. Now to remove this, there's a conflict within these two surfaces. That's because the mask profile is on, so you can turn it off. Once it's turned off, if I go to a better view, shaded, consistent color, you can see that I have my masonry, concrete, and a curtain panel on this surface, this side, just from a basic model which I made. So that concept massing is it's a good tool for making complex shapes. Because if you did it with Revit, you can't make this profile easily with the standard way of creating walls, stretching it or yeah. Francis, any other question?
Warren, what if you wanted to put the roof on your
roof?
Yeah.
Oh, the roof is just the same way. Just come back to massing and say this roof by face. I click it, then since I put a floor over here, let me remove the floor first. The same way that I used to do the floor, I used to do the roof. So let's come on top over here, select the top part, create roof. But now since the material is the same as what's it called, the wall, you can see the difference. But also the roof, since this was a flat surface, I can also do something else over here. Let's say I want like a go back. Let's say create another mask. Can I make it? So you'll put this button over here called a reference plane. So let's say I want a roof on the top part. I'll put a reference plane on top, then let's name it the roof. So let's say you have like a fancy roof which is curved. You can use this spline through points or this spline tool. This one is the one to use to make those fancy roofs. Wait a bit. Let me hope I'll get back to you with that one. That one, it needs another way of doing it.
Oh, okay, it's okay.
I'll tell you, I'll help you with that. Any other questions? Sounds good.
Yeah, someone.
So just click on that icon.
I think I'm pretty satisfied. Like I can finally try and do something, maybe in the evening or tomorrow, so that on Thursday we can have like a better question and answer session as a class. But I would also like to know, at least from this group, before I ask the rest of the class, if there are any other volunteers besides yourself who would be willing to at least show what they have done in terms of like their work. Maybe they just did the form in and of itself, or they had started like doing the site. So I would like to know if there are any of you in the group who would like to volunteer, because I need to compile the list for Maggie.
Francis.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I think I can volunteer.
You should do those things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can put me in the list.
Okay, so you'll be doing ArchiCAD.
So this report
Yeah.
Okay. Have you done any other software, or are you planning on biting on any other software?
Yeah, I'll have to learn Revit. So I'm in the process of getting it. I just need to renew my license. But like for now, I'll just be exclusively on ArchiCAD. That's what I've concentrated on.
You want to use ArchiCAD full time, or you'll switch?
I think I'll just switch. Need to jua sio ametuambia to present by Thursday.
On ArchiCAD, how far have you gotten with like the actual like work?
Is it possible for me to present?
Oh, if you're in the process and you have done something, you can present.
Like now, I'm saying like now is what you see.
Oh, like now, yeah. Warren,
yeah,
you can just let him share the screen.
I share the screen off.
Let Masharia share the screen.
Masharia share screen.
Okay, just give me like a few. I get myself together, then I show you guys what I've done.
No problem.
Warren, I'll need you to like allow the participant screen sharing.
Let me allow.
Right.
You sent the request.
Kiaje?
You pressed shared on your.
Yeah, when I press it, it's saying host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, let me multiple now.
Let me try again. Yeah. It has allowed. So just give me a second. Okay, can you guys see?
Yeah, I can see.
So like for me, what I do when I use ArchiCAD is I set the 3D style to a white model with shadows, so that like I use less computer power to render. You get? It doesn't have, so that I move, like it doesn't hang at all. Like in terms of like shifting and what, it's like drawing on paper. On paper, you can't render at that moment, you get? So that's what I use. So Francis, this is how far I've reached with my project. In terms of building the topography, you can see what I've done. This is like really the ghetto. This is really the ghetto. Because yeah, this is really the ghetto. But in my, because how I did my paperwork was eventually I'd even out the landscape to this size, like to look like this. I decided to build exactly that, fits to scale and measured. So even the drops are exactly how I presented. I'll see what they'll have to say about that. But yeah, this is everything. In terms of, so how my workflow process is, I always have the 3D tab present and the plans. So like, this is my plan for the ground floor, the ground area. So you can see this is my washroom area and everything, like fully whatever I'd furnished, kila kitu hapo. So that's how I do it. To avoid what Maggie keeps on saying, that people are building in 2D. So like if I place this specific table, I always have to go to 3D to see like whether it's to scale and how does it look, how
Macharia,
does it sit. Yeah.
can you access the walkthrough feature on ArchiCAD, like the one you can actually walk through the building?
Yeah, like
Yeah, to show us like how it looks like on the inside.
so this is how it looks like. It's still in white model, but like this is the area where people sit. So I was currently working on this floor. I just put the stairs. I was doing the kitchen area. You can see there's a weird shelf just hanging there. You know, when you're doing these things, you just hack. So yeah, like I was looking at how to build the professional kitchen. These softwares usually have, okay, for ArchiCAD, I did find like the options for putting this thing. So I had to like tailor make. So for example, let me remove this fly through feature, like this specific area, this shelf. So you right click and then it selects it. So I've learned the shortcuts. So like Control T brings you to the objects. So that's what ArchiCAD has. Like it has this object panel area where you can it has a menu, a library of so many things. You have appliances, like this basic things for when you're polishing up. If you're doing like bathrooms, details like toilet paper disposal. So for this cabinet, and it was under kitchen, the kitchen cabinet area. So it's this one, it was this one, but it's very basic according to how it comes. So for you to build your own things with just general knowledge of dimension, you come here and you change the dimensions of the size, the width, the height, and it allows you to, it has quite a number of options. Like you can change how they look like the cabinets, and it has this here that allows you to see exactly what you're doing. You can choose materials. It has a pretty minimal library, but it's just adequate for basics on what you want to do. Like for example, the wood here is pine grained horizontal or wood oak. But that's, so doing that allows you to like really fit things to how you want it. Because you, like for example, if you're doing a disabled place washroom, right? And so you need to put those two holders. Let me see if I can find them. And you find, okay, sometimes you find things in weird areas. This is a grab bar. Like, I hope you guys can see. This is the one that you have to put in a disabled person's area so they hold. So like if you're using ArchiCAD, it has that thing here. So once you click it, you have how it looks on 3D, how it look on 2D, that is on plan, another way it looks, and etc. So from here, you have all these options of adjusting how it looks like and whatever. But let me continue with walking you guys through. You press this person down here, written explore, and then you whatever. So this is currently what I was doing as per my project details.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, I like how you've done like your project has detail.
Ati?
Your project has a lot of detail.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I did. I spent a lot of time on it. So like for the stairs, so if you, let me just stop here right now, because building the stairs it's something that needs a little bit of consideration. It's not as easy to build the stairs on software as it is in real life, though real life it also has its challenges. So like if you're using ArchiCAD, there's a stair tool, which when you press, it changes the little settings up here to fit what you're actually doing. But to access a bigger library, you press Control and plus T. So it brings the stair default settings. So you have the geometry and positioning. So this is where your knowledge of how to build stairs really helps. So they've written for you here the formula, 2R plus G is equals to 643. But here you select like how many steps you want, the size. You can come here to the type of stairs, because most of the time we just build stairs, but they're like different types of stairs and how you want them to look. And your landing, you get to decide the width of the landing, and also in terms of how it will look when drawn. You can see here, you have the option of choosing how it looks on the cut lines, the width, and the color. And you also have the option of choosing the building material, which is here you can choose concrete, masonry. And yeah, just all of this, you have these options here. So like for me, when I'm doing my work, I keep on checking what this is, because eventually, you have to make things work, even if it's unfinished. Understanding these little calculations helps, because the first time when you put the stairs, you pata haifiki hadi hapa juu. So you're like, what the hell? You just put it like you put it. I don't know how I can. Okay, let's go outside. Just to show like how things really change when you're actually building these softwares. So a lot of exploration, like, yeah, there's YouTube and everything, but sometimes just press everything and see what happens. So like if you use the stat tool here and you press it, this is in 3D, it brings something like that, right? But this is very small. If you want to change this, what do you do? So you highlight it, and then as I said, you bring out this tool. So it allows you to set, like if you want it to be, let's say 6,000. So you press that and see what happens. It becomes like really large. This is now more suitable for public area. So like, yeah, it's a slow process, but the more you experiment, the more it becomes more successful. So I've reached the ground floor area in terms of editing and adding things and adding people. I haven't like done much on the first story. I just have the stairs. These parts that you can see here are on the bottom area. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So in ArchiCAD, you can't like manually draw the stairs like with the like a sketch.
Okay. Yeah, you can, because for me to draw the stairs, I wasn't just working exclusively on 3D. So you come here to the plan area. So like, let's draw the stairs out here. If you use the stair tool, it has automated features based on your default settings. you see, that aid you, because drawing the stairs individually is now painstaking. So once you press that, you already see, I hope, let me just zoom. Like you can see it's bringing a stair, right? And it tells you the distance, the total length, the number of risers, 7 out of 7, the riser heights, and the going. But these settings are not fixed. So let's just leave the stairs like that. So you see, it shows you everything there. It shows you the direction up and down. So you select it. When you press shift in ArchiCAD, when you press shift, when the cursor is over an object, it highlights it like that. Then you left click, and then you bring out this tool. So like, if I want to increase the stair height to like, let's say 5Gs, 5,000, like that's the process. Like you come here, you set your things, because every project is different. Like I've seen how, like in your project, your stairs, if the floor to height difference is 2,000, you won't need you don't need a stairs of 5Gs. You get? Warren. Like, yeah, you can do it like this, but like I prefer going back and forth just to be sure what I'm doing, you know, because kuna how it looks in 2D and how it looks in 3D. You might draw it in 2D and find that it doesn't link to the other story. And so that's where there's this option of linked stories. So what does it link? Like where does it link to at the top, and where does it start from at the bottom? So yeah, I hope I've answered your question.
But also, you answered a bit. Also, actually, let's say,
yeah,
I have like a complex staircase with curving, like mine was curving. I did like manually do the staircase in E. Then let's Revit. Let's do software. Let's software like put the staircase.
I think it's possible, because you can, if you have a winding staircase, there's usually a bunch of options here that, like a curvilinear option, right? Though the thing about is, if I like, I don't have a curvilinear staircase, right? So I've never like had to research on how to do it, but I'm pretty sure like if you need one that curves, you can generate one that curves.
Oh, so actually need to generate it through the numbers pointers. They're already there.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Like pretty much that, like if it's a very long stairs, like you know, this is a short one. Let's put like a very long one. If it's a very long one, like now, like this is very long. So it because like, let's say I need to take a corner there, it generates a landing, another corner there, it generates a landing, and like that. So this is, so you have to know in advance the parameters you're doing. Even your curved one, like you have to know like how much are you curving, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like those are now the small differences in software. Yeah.
Because Revit, you have to draw out the risers and the landings.
Oh. Yeah, here
so
it's
you don't like pick one staircase. You can pick a staircase, but you have to precise like ArchiCAD does a variety of options. But Revit, you have to sketch out the risers where I want them, the angle or it's straight, if it's curved, then I want to put the landing. Then it generates for you that staircase.
Oh, okay. I think eventually that's probably the common place. Like you have to say what you want, because you might want something that's totally different. So for my designs, they're pretty much these ones that don't have the curves. So even if I pick a default template and adjust it to my liking, it can work. And I think that applies to also a lot of people's work. Like there are so many things that you stick as default and adjust them for your work. Yeah. So that's where I am. Like, yeah.
And the roof, How did you put
I
like a
have
building
a,
on
I have
top
a
of the?
question.
Oh,
I have a question for you, Masharia.
Yeah.
With regard to like staircases.
Then you click on
I've
the
noticed that you only have
particular country that
staircases.
you want
Do you
to
have
from,
two
click on
staircases since it's a public
live.
utility building?
Like two of them, like two that access at different areas, or
Yeah, like two entrances to exit kind of staircases, kind of like ADD.
when I was consulting with my tutor, what he said was for you to have such, there are like usually guidelines on the distances between the exits that necessitate you to have two staircases. And it's usually like if the difference, like if like ADD is really large, like in terms of lengthwise. So they usually say like if the length from one opening to another or like from one place to another exceeds 30 meters, you can have it. But like for my specific one, like this is the entrance is, let's wait as this thing just flies. I have an entrance right here, right? I have an entrance right here. And my other entrance is like no more than 15 meters at the very back. And then the stairs is just here. So you kind of see like for the exceptions to some rules. Like this is my back area where you get out, and there's supposed to be an external dining right here, which I haven't like built. But like for my specific case, I don't need two exits. Yeah.
So you first filter by country, and then you filter by function.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think it's worth presenting on, given the amount of details that you've gone into. Warren, do you have as much interior detailing as Masharia does, or did you just build the form?
Sorry, Francis.
Yeah, do you have as much like interior detailing? Like, okay, I saw like furniture, but I didn't see like
Let me zoom in.
details.
Let me zoom in. I can zoom in and show you.
Yeah, you'll have to. Okay, Masharia will have to stop sharing your screen so you can share your screen so that we can see.
Okay, I can do that. Just give me like let me just cancel, okay?
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so Warren, you're free.
Okay. So the same features the one Masharia was saying. I can choose the consistent colors which you the CPU to show. Then I can zoom in.
So how to do?
So this is like the final project. This was one which I left you with the process. So put the details, the reach the details over here. Then once you enter, you find there's an exterior cottage design. I don't know. Let me always show it there. This is the figure, but I can show you. Once you enter, can you see the screen? Because the most the screen. Oh, sorry.
Information
Not
downloads.
yet.
No, thank you, Greenwater.
Oh, sorry.
I
Let me
thought
share.
it was
You
just my
haven't yet
internet.
Oh, sorry.
So let me open the
Okay, it's okay.
final project. Yeah, so this is like the you can see like I put like this one wasn't finished. So I had like a wood coming into the park, then the backyard road. So basically what I can do is I can like a good tool to use in Revit is this tool called section box. On this properties tab here, there's a tool called section box. I can press it. Once I press it, I get like a box of views. So with this control here, I can push it down. Up again. And now through it, you can be able to see the interior much better. So what I was saying was when it was once you enter the site, you're supposed to be stairs here. You go down. Then since my home is like curved up, we have this it's sloping up like a ramp. So this is the concept. So once you enter the building, okay, now once you enter, you have like a courtyard outside. Then you have a ramp which goes to the upper space, which is the office. You also have now the one which gives me issues is have an underground gaming. So once you enter, you go down, the gaming room is below here. So you can't see the gaming room when it leads here. Yeah. So you go down, enter, and you have a gaming room. You have your tennis, sofa. So the gaming room is below. Then I have this skylight over here, this three skylights, this like the gaming room and this curtain hole. The good thing about the curtain hole is I use the curtain hole in Revit because you can manipulate more than a window. Because Revit works with families. If I come with a family, I can modify it, play around the same way with this case of mine. So the window is just static. I can't find the window. So I have to place a curtain hole. This inside. So once done that, you have around. You know it down. You have your ramp. Then when you enter, you come right, you have your utilities at below here. And level 1, the toilet are here. So once you enter, the toilet is right here, you have the wheelchair button. Then the entrance to the interior dining over here. So with the interior dining, I also played around with it. Everything, all my furniture spaces radiate from the center. So the cottage, the center point, each creates the bathroom, the dining, also the dining radiating from the center. So also have this four column and the support like the top this is a double wall dining space. Now also I have like a curtain wall system for the dining, for lighting, and also added this fancy element. Most of one. This one over here. Concrete shading. Doing this in Revit, people do it with walls, but walls if you don't have a good CPU, you're doing a lot of work. It project will load a lot. So I use some script, which is yeah. Okay. So if you know how curtain will work, it usually has like a curtain on, then so if you take the mullion and play around with it, the material, the depth, you can create a really easy curtain system. So similar to my salary also. Yeah. Also, there's supposed to be a door over here. Do not by there's a door over here so that guys come from the courtyard to receive their food from this counter. They can go outside. Also, the door really added to come outside the exterior then. So you have your counter over here, your servers, your vending machine. Then also have a similar issue with Mashar because you can't get the exact family size one for your kitchen because the kitchen is like it needs detail but there's not so much of it. So I use some tricks over here. Now the good thing about Revit is let's say I take this cabinet over here which I added. Since Revit utilizes a tool called family. Like a family is like a let's say I say it's a family. So, uh, a top, a bottom, as tool as the leg with the sticking point. So you can play around with everything in that family to create what you want. So if this button and get a 3D view that visualization view. If I got a elevation view, if you click here down realistic view, and then go to 3D, I can now play around with the materials. I have an oven here, I have um a sink and what else and a serving point. So if you want to place material, if you want to put marble, just easier going to material, clicking clicking it, changing the material what you want. Then once you've done editing everything, just you want to remove this storage down here. Once I've removed it and I go back to the project where so this is how you can detail no code, I don't want to change it. Just go back. Yeah, so you have your summary, you have your door, deep washing dishes, the collection. You have your office over here, the for the chef is over here, for the stores at this side. Then everything, my kitchen stuff and my stores are on one side. So the track simply comes in, comes here, everything's collected, enters the room, and out. Well, now the final thing is like like the staff area, which is in the loading at a similar point where the loading. So you just walk here, give your email. So basically that's what I came up with. And now let me show you some visualization to see how it I have a question how are you good? Francis, what are the questions?
Yo, Warren.
Okay.
So,
In Revit, does it have its own like plugins for rendering?
Yeah, it has its own plugin. But now the
Uh-huh.
bad thing about its plugin is
Yeah.
there are many better ones. There's one called MScape.
Uh-huh.
That's the one which I've been using because it has a simple user interface. Then you can walk through your building
Uh-huh.
like in 3D rendering. That's why I never use the 3D of Revit because it's not that you can still do good work with it, but that's visualize it well. Like if you
Okay, so you'll have to
you
like okay.
have to you'll have to install
You'll have to like install your own.
your like V-Ray or MScape.
Okay.
Get better rendering.
Okay.
I can show you one which I did. On the game room. You can see somewhere.
Yeah, and this looks sleek, man.
What?
So this one took time, but I've been doing this one. I can also show the dining. I have it. This one isn't done yet, but it's somewhere. I think you can see
Yeah.
it.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
pretty
this one
decent.
for the dining. This one isn't done yet. It's getting there. Then you see, you can't get this kind of visualization from there.
Uh-huh.
So that's why you use like MScape because they have materials like really quality materials to play
Okay.
with. Yeah. Near the any other question I want? Okay.
I guess if there's no other question, we can just like wrap it up there. And then we can try and, or rather I can try and do some stuff. And then maybe later we'll come revisit now the site, like to make it look like the weirdly bordered site plan that we have, and also now parking and like stuff like gardens and walkways and all those things.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Unless are there any other questions from like the rest in the group?
No. Warren, thank you so much. We've gained a lot. Okay, personally, I've gained a lot.
Okay, when I saw the two ask, because also me when I was doing the project, I had many issues like doing the RAM, everything. But then I had like a 40. I was just recording the video of what I was having issues with, sending it to him. Then because he knows I'm a PTA PhD, so he just sends the video back, then tells me to do it, and then he
Warren,
learns the class.
Warren, I have a question.
So,
For the importation for like both the site and the plan, how are you able to import them onto Revit?
let me share the screen. Please. see, oh, it's on. So as I told this guys, in this insert tab here, there's usually tab of sector structure. The upper tab, there's a tab called insert. Once you're here, there are many options, but you click this image tab over here. Once I've clicked the image, I can now come look for my document. So where is it? Once I have that, I can place it there. You can see it now. Once it's there now, since this scale is off, Revit put it on another scale. I need to come and rescale the image 1:100. Because our project is 1:100. You want to plan 3D models the same scale. So a trick you can use is you come to this modify tab up here, and you can find scale. There's a scale button over here. You press it, then you look for a reference object, let's say a door, a kitchen, or a sink or something. So since I know a door is the easiest one because a door is 900 millimeters, I just come measure the door length. So you can see my door length is 1800 millimeters. So I know you can on some space you can click, then move back, fill it down, and there makes it snap to my scale. Now if I measure my other stuff, confirm okay, when you measure my wall is like this, which means that I have this scale. So once I have that, then now I can start playing around with the plan. I can know the modeling tools and model everything, the walls and the walls. I mean the walls and where the ramp is, so that now I can hide it later. So you'll get something like this. So let me show you how my modeling. You see this green one, this green line over here. This was one which I was using. So you just click the model line here, and I can press stretch it. So I was using the floor plan behind it here. I can use the model line, stretch it to here. Once I have that, I can use the wall tool. Come to the wall tool. Choose this tool here called with a green line and a pointer called stick line. And then now I can just come and look at the visual plan and click it. Then I click the line. Then you see I have my, but you don't want to cut it down. So change here. Once I click it, it will create for me a wall. This is 200. I can finish it. Okay. But basically, that's how you do it. So it's just using the floor plan as a reference to get you going to the walls and all, so that you can know where is my ramp, where is my dining, where is my everything. So that what you can be doing is not picking line model. But this is if your shape is like orthogonal or easier to use. But if it's now complex, you use the concept one. So you can just ask if you're facing issues with the roof where you're having issues, then I can help you with the concept math so that you can make a math which you draw like if you're using your hand to draw it, then create a unique form. For the site, for the site already tell you the site.
Yeah, you can also do the site one.
So the site also you come to the insert tab. Now you don't click the link card, you click the import card. So here we'll be using the image and import card. You click this import card. Then I'll send you this file. It is control line. .pwg. This is the file that you open. So once you press it, it is good for this. I think it's loading because you already have it loaded in. But that's how you do it. You just get your site 2D site suppose. I don't know. Because, but you've got it. How to import.
Yeah. I've seen how you can import.
If you have issues with it, how to put the point. Because after you get the 2D now, you have to put the point with the reference, the elevation, the altitude. So this is imported the wrong. You can't do it. You can-
Warren,
Mhm.
how do you put the site boundary?
The site boundary, this one.
Yeah, that one.
So this one use back to line, but very clear this. So this site boundary, you come to the mapping and site. Not mapping, but you come to where mapping and site. You press this tab called property line.
Oh.
Then you choose create by sketching. But since I already have mine, you just create by sketching. You just sketch out the way we saw it. We did it in our hand with the lines.
So you just estimated the angles. How did you make sure
how I did it?
Yeah.
Oh, how I did it was how I did it was I used the measurement from this line, because this line Larry told us. The measurement Larry told us. Yes.
But now you see how it's weirdly angled. How do you make sure you're accurate?
This angle. Me was using my eyes to take it right. And it came out right. So, because if you start using angles, that's the other topic.
Okay.
Me, I just use my eyes and it was
Oh.
Then the good thing about the property line is once you have it, you can see it in all your levels. Because they removed it from over here. So if I come to every level, I can see my property line, which will get me much building. So what symbol you're asking is let me show you. Now it's saying you'll get this you'll get this property line. When you import your file, you'll get something like this. That's right. So once you have it, since this is to give, I come to the elevation, you'll still see my building, but this is the line, this is this over here. Let me hide this way. So this is into B. You can't see the altitude because so what you have to do, you come to the site tab, not the level one. You can create a site plan. So once you're there, you come to the mapping and site tab. This is topography tab. Once you're there, Revit uses points to create surfaces. So if 2 points are the same altitude, they connect and create like a curve. So if I know this, let's say I know this site over here, let's say let's put 10 meters. You can come, the more you add points, the more fluid and curvilinear it will be. If you put 1 point, start, the more points, the better. But not too much points. So let's say the site is looking like from 10 meters, one can come, click here, it's 10 meters, 10,000 millimeters. And for this point, like that, like that. So this one I'm doing the first case, let's say 10 here, then I'm doing over here. You see Revit is starting to connect points, look down like that. I have that, then I come to, let's say, come to 4,000, come here. Let's say now you click OK. If you come to my elevation, you'll get something like this. It's coming, let me go to the 3D. Yeah. CV, CV hello. Have my face over here. Look at it looking down. Then from here coming down. So you do it. You understood the outline?
Yeah, can you repeat again the part where you went to after you got to the topo surface and then you're setting, was it the elevation when you're putting the points so that Revit can,
Oh,
yeah.
so say here place point. This here called elevation.
Mhm.
So this is where you write the altitude. The altitude of how the controls are sloping. So if you remember the controls we had, each line had a specific altitude. So from right, let me do this again. This control here is supposed to have a similar altitude. That's why they're connected by line. So since Revit uses points, I come to this elevation and then I write the altitude which I want for that top surface. This is 10,000. Then I use points. Revit will know these 2 points are 10,000 millimeters and will connect them. I go to this other line over here and I give it 8,000. But ours was like 1604, 1607, explaining this figures. Just use it. Now I'm here using 8,000 millimeters. I come to this other line and join the whole line, put points on the entire line. Once I have that done now, if I click OK and go to my 3D view, you can see it's now gently sloping down. Even if I go to my television, I can't see it. Right, so, but once you get that surface, it won't be like a mass. It will be a surface which is sloping down. See, it's like a surface, but if you're going to make 3D view, you can see it sloping down. So once you have this now, if like I go to like Photoshop or something and connect this line, you have the mask and then somebody can but you can use the 3D to select. Now you can see this is the top part looking down, and now I can start playing with the side. Yeah. So you'll go feel a trick I could use. Don't go doing every line. Keep one line. For me, if you look at mine, I wasted like I don't know 2 hours now I've been doing it. And it wasn't worth it because you'll get the same result as mine if you keep lines out. Because Revit has like it's like you is right. It's not if I connect this line, it has to stop this. It's just great. If I click my surface, see how many points I had to do. So it wasn't worth it. Yeah. But also you can send me with the file of the site and you can just open it up.
Okay.
Or if you want to practice it.
Okay, yeah, I think you can just send it to me, then I'll see.
And then also you can now once you have this point, let's say you want to change, let's say you write that the site changes right or what you can just come to this point, select them, and you see the elevation which they're in. So you can now come change the which one. Let's say you feel that point in the parking to some trees or what, you can come and select all of them, change the elevation and you change the size. So we're done. Any other solo hope clear with Enoch? But also one thing I can say is like if you don't find like a table you want or a kitchen countertop or the furniture that you want, there are like many sites, but one of the ones which has most of Revit stuff is called Revit. through this site you can get like the fancy tables there, which you can use to model plug into your model for great services. Because the ones which are normally very that good. I can make an say you want to can just start, and you should be precise if you want like a leather sofa or what. If you just 4 legs, 3 legs, or a chair, you can just come here, take it up, and it, once it comes, you can just come here, start starting to one, which you like, and let's say I want this one. You can just come download, save it somewhere in the computer, then I can come to my image service. I can now come to my let's say one, and I want to add like a sofa page here. Can I come to component and they place a component? Then I can load family and I search for it. Also, you should be saving the map so that you don't use next time you don't use the same table, you don't keep the same process. It will come so I can come here, look for like the table 10 is table I use for the if I want like a circular day, you can place it already loaded. If I want this, just press it, come here, press it, then put it in place with the rotation or techniques we use. Now if I put a camera, also you should be using this camera to listen to the greater detail of what's happening. Here's my super dining with the word. Yeah. So basically that's Francis.
Yeah, what's up?
Everybody's good that we should learn them.
I think at this point we can just end it here. Thanks so much for like making time to come online and do this thing. We have seen that you have moved quite a distance. The rest of us are on holiday instead of actually doing studio work.
You know, it's funny because now I'm the one who's on holiday now.
Yeah, so
I'm done with it. I'm going back to do it. That's one of my projects. I'm not doing it. I have to finish with it. So as a guy, no, I don't have to.
Well, the rest of us, we shall eat stress properly. We have been relaxing too much. and try as much as possible to at least get somewhere like that we can present something. But otherwise, thank you for at least volunteering to present, given that you have moved quite ahead and you have a bit more experience than some of us in the software itself. So if there are no other questions, we can end the meeting right now.
Sorry, you're good.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
Yeah, Shida. I thought you teach me Akika. You know the good thing now is me don't know Akika. Now you can teach me also. That's what it was.
Yeah, that can work. I learn from you, you learn from me.
Yeah, that's very good. That's the best way to learn. Because if you go to YouTube, you can't search for this type of question. But if you have somebody you know, it's much easier. Like you can just verify how do you do it one step at a time. Because if you search YouTube, how do I do a site? So the site is not your site. It's much different, has the more variables. So it's better if somebody who knows, you just share.
For sure.
Papa, I love the game.